Well, one of the things that we did partway through this first year, teachers have to, well, anybody for that matter who wants to have a Facebook page or a social presence of any kind has to go through a really easy little kind of accountability process where they submit the name of the page and what they intend to do with it. And what that does is allow us to create a social media guide on our website. And that is really an exciting place. It's a list of all of our, Facebook pages, Twitter accounts, some Facebook groups. Not everyone can access everything on the list, but it gives the really big picture view of what's available. And so, a year in, what we've seen is that, for one, that social media directory is always growing. It's always changing. I've always got someone saying, hey, I've seen what the student council has done. I think I'd like to do that also for FBLA. Or, I've seen what my teacher next to me has done, and boy, I really want that for my parents too. So it's a way that we're really able to generate, I think, momentum and also communicate with our parents and patrons. But the exciting things of what I see, the things that really make me realize how valuable that this is, have been the comments that I get from teachers in particular, who say, elementary school teachers say that they have never had an easier year of communicating with parents, that parents are more a part of their daily communications than they have ever been. And I can't think of more than a small number of times, one or two, that I've been contacted by a teacher who was concerned about how to handle a negative comment. They are very safe environments. A lot of our teachers, some of our teachers, elementary teachers, do groups, so it's just the parents in there chatting. Some of them do pages, and even the ones with pages, I've never, to my recollection, I can't recall even one time that there has been a negative outcome. If anything, it's just fun to see pictures of, Read Across America Day of all the kids in their Dr. Seuss hats, and they get tons of likes and comments. Or the science project, a dissection of of something in a science lab, and the parents love to see what's happening in our schools during the day, and they love seeing it from the teachers, and it's just been really powerful. One reason why our Facebook community is as strong as it is especially for a small community, in some ways, because we're small, I think people feel like that's the best place for them to get information about the schools. There aren't any immediately local news outlets. There's a local blog about the news, but if you're really wanting to drill down and get a lot of school news, there's no other place to get it, or there's no better place to get it. But also, I would say that the reason that we have continued to see success, number one, is the content that we share. We are very mindful of sharing photos, of sharing links to stories on our website, of making it very friendly, very student-oriented, teacher-oriented, and very accessible. We try to post, several times a week. And but then the last piece to that is, I think if people felt like this was just a share the good news forum, I think we would lose credibility over time. We have used Facebook to share difficult news and to admit when we've done things wrong. And I think that's when I see the spikes in our insights, is where we have had kind of high stakes communications that we've handled, maybe not perfectly, but we've managed to handle them with a calm, steady approach, and it's paid dividends. When there are negative comments, I try to think about how I would respond if we were in a town hall meeting or a public forum. And I think timeliness is really important. I try to post some kind of a reply, even if it's just looking into this, get back to you soon. But I try to post some kind of a response as promptly as I'm able. And then when there is an issue that somebody's upset because we did do something wrong or we could have done something better, I'm quick to acknowledge that. If there are times when the comment is truly we're never going to see eye to eye and there's no place for it's just a disagreement, you know, I'm quick to acknowledge that, you know, I'm sorry that this isn't the answer that you might be looking for, but this is our policy or whatnot. And then, you know, in some cases when there are negative comments, just ignoring them is the fastest way to get them to go away, or to at least get them to stop. We have a great community that's not opposed to jumping on and sticking up for us as well when there are some negative comments. So certainly I never frown on that when one of our patrons or fans is willing to stick up for us and jump in that conversation even before we get there.